Hello, welcome back. My name is Chris. I live in Christiansburg, Virginia. The channel's name is Helo's World. Today, we're going to go into this video about fakes, bootlegs, knockoffs, that type of stuff. Maybe somehow you can tell the differences with some of them. And then we'll go into the items that have sold. I want to first of all tell you that, this weekend has been a slower weekend of sales for me. I find it generally on holiday weekends, and we had Veterans Day, and thank you to all the veterans that made sacrifices and spent time serving for us and active military or, station side, that type thing. Appreciate that. I want to go ahead and I've been doing this last few videos, so I'm gonna keep this up. I found a small channel a couple weeks ago. It's called High Five Resale Shop. I'm gonna put him down in the links below. Um, he's only got a few subscribers right now, so if you could subscribe to his channel, I'd appreciate that. It's just a small channel, watching out for a small channel. Tell you what, last year at this time, I had very low subscribers. And a lot of times it's kind of like you're talking to yourself because you put a video out, you get 20 views, and that's all you get. And it's hard. It's hard if when you get into this YouTube world and you post something, it's kind of like if you're a beginning reseller and you post 3 items up and you're like, these items aren't selling, nobody's even looking at them. What do I do? I'm gonna go through a couple solds, and then I'm gonna show you some fake items, and maybe you can already recognize one fake item, and we'll go from there. Sold this Nanny McPhee CD. Got a little over $5 plus shipping. Bought a bunch of soundtrack CDs. This is still part of the lot. We're still selling some out of there. We've more than doubled our money at this point. I sold off a tub of them that were just mainly like David Matthews Band and the Dixie Chicks and that type of stuff. I sold off a tub of those. But I don't think there's much left at this point. We'll see. Sold this Los Angeles Lakers new seal. We got about $33 plus shipping out of this. I picked this off of a guy that I buy stuff off from time to time. I got 2 of them and I paid him $10 a piece. So $33 plus shipping. And I still have another one that I just relisted. So that was good. So we want to talk about fakes and knockoffs and bootlegs and stuff like that. And I'm going to give you a bootleg that you can sell on eBay. Yes, I said it. Most of the time, if you feel bad about an item, if you do not have a good feeling about an item, do not list the item. Okay? You can get yourself in a world of trouble by posting fakes and bootlegs and this sense. But what I want to tell you about, like I got this Gucci hat. It's not a legitimate hat. The stitching's not the greatest. There's something going on here that I have no idea about. It's mesh. Gucci didn't make something like this. But it's kind of fun. I picked it up at a Salvation Army. I've worn it in a couple videos about a year or so ago, like I say, when nobody was watching. But anyway, I picked this up for 50 cents, but it's fake. But I will show you some stuff that would kind of fool somebody that may be new to it. Now look at the inside. There's Gucci. There's actually a Gucci tag on the inside here that says Gucci. But everything from my research has led me to believe it's not real. So hey, it's fun. I like having a fake Gucci hat. So, but definitely with something that's a higher end brand like Gucci, Louis Vuitton, Hermes. I mean, I can just list on and on. Please make sure without a 100% that you've got something real, because those things can really bite you. And I don't want to see that happen to you. Make sure that you make sure those are real. I've been lucky with everything Hermes that I've ever found. I usually find the ties. I found a couple polos that I've spent and gotten big money out of. Hermes is an absolutely great thing to find. It's usually the little 2 horse buggies things. That thing made in Italy, usually 100% silk, usually. That type of thing. Everything's always been legitimate with Hermason. I'm glad for that. Some other brands you find a lot of fakes of. And I'm going to go into that further. I'm going to a couple sales here still again. Sold this Newsboy cabbie hat. This is made in Scotland. It's called Gala Forest. These things really do sell well, these little cabbie hats. Now, let me tell you what you look for in these little guys. So when you're out there sourcing, you just see one, you go, oh, I got to grab it. These things sell well if you've got two things. Usually 100% wool, which I think this is 100% wool. Except for the little lining on the inside, it's not wool. And usually a name brand. So you can look it up. Like this is Gala Forest. It's got this. Usually, if you see something like that, you automatically know it has some value. We got like $15 plus shipping out of those. These usually sell pretty quick. I love having these in the store. If you notice some of the pictures I use for videos and stuff, I love wearing these little hats. Sold this. This is WWE wrestling shirt, 4XL, soft. This is Enzo Amore and Big Daddy Cassis when they were in the WWE as tag team champions. This was their shirt. We got about $16 free shipping on that. I want to show you a couple other things. Now, this is something that's real, but you'll see a lot of these faked, and that's why I want to do this. This is a Lacoste polo. Now, these generally don't bring a lot of money. So, and if you even remotely think it's faked, just leave it. But generally, the two things you'll see messed up on a Lacoste, these tags here will be kind of just, the alligator will look horrible for an alligator, And another thing that'll look bad, and it's all an alligator as far as I've ever seen. I mean, I've seen some. And this little guy, he'll look bad too. He won't look his mouth will look all weird and stuff like that. He just don't look right. But this is a legitimate one. I have fooled enough around with Lacoste to know the difference. Like I say, Lacoste isn't worth a whole lot. It used to be a better brand. So if you suspect in any way, shape, or form that it's not real, please just leave it. Couple other things here. I'm going to grab something. This is definitely of interest of 80s type bootlegs. Just give me a second here to reach it. I bet you've all seen this, and I bet you think he's legitimate. He, she, legitimate. Because the biggest thing with knockoff popples is they won't have the wraparound thing. Now, I still have the old tag on it where I paid for it. But you'll think that because one of the biggest knockoffs, usually they won't have this, the pouch. But I'll tell you why this guy is a bootleg or a fake or a knockoff or whatever word you want to say. This stuff here is supposed to be plastic. It's not plastic. Also, if you'll notice, guess what? There's no tag. There's no patch. There's no nothing. Legitimate popples will have a patch or a tag or something that'll tell you that it's a popple. But this little fella here is pretty darn close to being the real thing. If you look this up in Google Lens, you will come up with almost the identical one that this one is meant to knock off. So just letting you know, this popple here is really hard to know the difference between what's real and what's not. Just letting you know by showing you these things that there are a little bit of everything out there, okay? So, show you a couple more solds here. Got this candle shop here. It's a DVD. I got like $15 plus shipping. It's new. It's sealed. What's going to be on the end of this video is about 2 minutes. I went to the bins for the first time this year. And I just want to show you kind of what the bins material is. It's just 2 minutes stuck on the end of this video. If that type of stuff doesn't interest you in any way, shape, or form, when I say goodbye, you can just cut off the video and go from there. But I'll just show you a couple minutes of what the bins is. When you'll notice in part of that video, I pick up some DVDs and stuff. This is in that stack. And the thing about it is they had really a lot of media, and I kind of wonder something now. in the Goodwills around me, media has just kind of about almost disappeared 100%. I don't know if they think there's not enough money, it's taking up space, yada yada. There was a ton of media down there. So I may show up again before Christmas. Yeah, definitely before Christmas. One more time down there and see if that trend is that there's multiple totes of this stuff, because I've got all kinds of new sealed stuff. I got 75 cents in this thing. 75 cents, $15 plus shipping in like 2 hours. And I tell you, if I can find stuff like that, we'll definitely. Because there was all kinds of people there. Almost everybody had DVD, CD. So, I mean, multiple people had went through this stuff. I was nowhere near the first person to go through this stuff. Sold this PlayStation controller here. We got about $15 plus shipping. It's a PlayStation 4 controller. Got in dual shock, that type of thing. I want to talk to you too. I don't have it here, but I want to talk to you. When you go to buy Pokemon games, the Game Boy Advance and some of that level, the Nintendo cartridge type Game Boy for the DS and all that, that stuff is definitely stuff you need to make sure you know the difference in what's real and what's not real and that type of stuff. And a lot of times, you can see through some of it, see through the actual thing. It's a certain color. Some of them are. You really do, if you're going to become serious about gaming and stuff, and if you want to put out big money for this Pokemon, because sometimes people do know Pokemon games are worth something. They'll have $20 on it, but still it might be worth 60 or 70 plus shipping. So you really need to know your differences and what's legitimate, what's not legitimate, that type of thing. I want to show you this. There's a shirt. This was at the Goodwill. And I hope to goodness this shirt, you can tell what's wrong with this shirt. First of all, it's a Fruit of the Loom shirt, okay? It's not Under Armour. But I see these shirts floating around more now than I did years ago. I don't know what people are. I just don't know if they have some kind of thing. They press it down and they put it out and go from there. Just because you see the Nike swish on an item doesn't mean it's Nike. If it doesn't have a lot of tagging or the right tagging and stuff like that, just leave it. A lot of times where fakes, knockoffs, bootlegs, that time behind mess up is the stitching. If it looks cheaply done or wrongly done or something like that, just leave it. Even if it were legitimate, think about something. What type of items do you want in your store? And what type of items do you want to ship to your customers? Just something to think about. So if it doesn't look right on like clothes, like say you find a jersey, say you find a Nike jersey, it's Shaquille O'Neal or something, and it just doesn't hit you as all right, leave it. It's not worth the risk. Now, if it's $1 and you're at a yard sale, go ahead and grab it. If not, and I would actually recommend, if you find out that something is fake, if you're not going to keep it for yourself to look as gorgeous as I look right now, then dispose of it. Don't leave it there for somebody else to get confused with. Or if you got a friend that would enjoy that item, then you can give it to that friend. But just at some point, it needs to be disposed of. That way, it's just done away with. Let me say something else that's a lot of fake out there. It's older, tend to be, is Polo Ralph Lauren. There's a lot of Polo Ralph Lauren polos out there that's fake, and kind of the same lines that I've told you on some other stuff. The stuff doesn't have a lot of extreme value, so just for all intents and purposes, just leave the stuff. If it happens to be one of the few grail items, and the stuff, like I said, just isn't collectible as it used to be. People used to really, love Polo Ralph Lauren. And I mean, I ain't anti-Polo Ralph Lauren. I buy and sell the stuff all the time. So how can I sit here and badmouth the stuff? But if you don't feel right about the item, don't put the money out. And let me tell you something along all these lines, and it's all these lines. Somewhere around the lines, you're going to buy something fake. Sometime along the lines, you're going to find something bootleg. You're probably going to get it home, and you're like, man, that's junky. It just ain't right. It happens. It happens to everybody. If somebody tells you they ain't ever bought nothing bootlegger, they're not telling you the truth. Let's go over to something sold, last sold, and I'm going to tell you a bootleg that you can sell. You're going to be surprised. You may disagree with me, but you have a right to disagree with me. But I think you once I explain it to you, you'll understand. Sold this Under Armour 2XL polo. This is real Under Armour polo. Got about $15 free shipping on it. This was some stuff I picked up for like 50 cents or $1 at a little thrift store that I go to. Man, they had a ton of 2XL Under Armour stuff that day, and man, I just started banging them off the rack. And I think I either probably say I paid 50 cents or $1 for them. So I did good. Those have been selling from time to time. Got this Centura. This is 100% wool. Best this time of year, wool stuff is going to sell. I think we got about $12 plus shipping. It may be a little bit more. I can't remember what it sold for, to be honest with you. It'll be up there in the price thing. But that was a good sale and paid like a couple bucks for it. I remember where I picked it up. I just don't remember exactly what it sold for. Now, I want to go into two things, and we'll finish. A couple weeks ago, I sold a DVD, new sealed Sling Blade. Now, Sling Blade is an out-of-print DVD. It's pretty valuable right now. Now, some people will know what the movie is. It's about Billy Bob Thornton, and he takes care of this young boy. He helps his mother take care of this young boy, and then Dwight Yoakam is a bad boyfriend, and you can watch the movie. I think it's a really good movie. I mean, it's sad, but it's really good. John Ritter gives a great performance in Sling Blade. But the thing about the thing is, that's a out of print movie. Been out of print for quite some time. And it has a good value. But here's what happens. Some of your Asian markets will pick up that this DVD sells for good money. Then they'll start printing a bunch of copies. It happened to Willow a few years ago. They printed a bunch of copies of Willow. They put them out there. And as much as your stuff will get pulled on eBay, that stuff won't get pulled. And there's people that just want to have the copy of the movie, and they'll buy it. And it's cheap. But, like, now, mine had the original Walmart stickers and stuff. I'll put that up there. Mine had the original Walmart stickers and stuff, so mine was legitimate. I got like $25 plus shipping because it was new and sealed. But just know that sometimes when it comes to DVDs and stuff like that, if it becomes something that's valuable, that was kind of out there quite a bit, don't be shocked if some Asian markets don't try to put a bunch out there and it will knock the price down. And I'm going to tell you something, eBay will not do nothing about that much. I've seen it with multiple things, and the price just gets drove down. You have to kind of wait for it to sell out. Now, if it eventually sell out, then your price will come back up. But still, my whole advice on DVDs, if you got a valuable one, list it, sell it, get rid of it. Do not keep it. They're not going back up at this time, in my opinion. All right. Now, the final thing is a bootleg that you can sell. Yes, I'm looking at you and telling you there's a bootleg that you can sell. Now, there are going to be people that don't want to deny me and say that I can't, but there is. Grateful Dead concerts. The Grateful Dead was known for, of course, they did all kinds of songs and stuff like that, tons of albums, that type of stuff. But they were known for their concerts, for never being a concert to sing. And what they allowed in their concerts, and you're more than well to look this stuff up in their concerts, they allowed an area for people who wanted to tape record the concerts. They allowed it. They had an area for tape recording. And so there are people that have big collections of tape recorded concerts of the Grateful Dead. I've sold the bootlegs on eBay. Didn't have an issue whatsoever. Don't think it's one of those problems. I don't think so. There's quite a few listed. There's quite a few sold as the time of doing this video. I'm pretty much convinced. I know some of you still don't want to do it, and that's fine. If you don't want to do it, that's fine. But I think you could sell Grateful Dead bootleg cassettes for money and have no issues with eBay. If you like this type of content, please give me a like. Comment below. What's some stuff that you find out in the wild that's fake all the time? I'm sure different areas have different stuff that has fake all over it. If I could do a longer video that I thought people would watch, I would do more fake stuff. I have more stuff here that's fake and not real and all that. Like I said, I have no intention of reselling it. If I feel the least bit that something's not real, I'm not listing it. And subscribe to the channel. I appreciate the growth on the channel. Like I said, I appreciate the comments, man. It's so much. It's such a relief to feel like there's other resellers out there. I'm not monetizing in any way, shape, or form. So seeing your comments and the likes and all means the world to me. Like I said, there's a couple minutes on at the bins. Watch it if you want to. If not, goodbye and have a good week. I'll take it for weight.
Uzun hamur tavası.